You're calling for on-chain markets. What exactly are you calling for there? Do you want all securities to be tokenized?
Perhaps. I mean, when you look at the whole arc of history, in the 1960s, things were still in paper form, paper securities, and there was so much trading in this big bull market at the end of the 1960s that the New York Stock Exchange and other exchanges had to close for one day a week just to catch up on the paperwork, and because the data processing couldn't accommodate things, and then sometimes 2 days a week because the volume was so heavy. And it's not that they had quill pens to write in the ledger to show the transfer of stocks, but they had to build the systems to accommodate all that. The SEC at the time helped the industry through helping them change the rules so that they could immobilize securities, have book entry. The Depository Trust and Trading Corporation came about, which is a cooperative of securities firms to try to do that book entry transfer of stocks. So that was a huge watershed. So I think we are perhaps at the similar point now where who knows how this technology will develop. I certainly don't have a crystal ball. 5 years from now, it could be completely different. So we want to be in a good place. We're accommodating that. We're not an impediment to innovation.
Ye of little faith. I understand the frustration as a cryptocurrency investor right now, but we said this previously, time can be your best friend or your worst enemy. It's up to you which you choose to make it. However, the opportunity that cryptocurrencies ever present has never been so evident. And that is Paul Atkins talking about the future of markets moving on chain. This is the way, ladies and gentlemen, and with that creates a great opportunity. This is going all the way back to when he announced Project Crypto, and the second tweet in the thread says, "We're at the threshold of a new era in the history of our markets." He actually spoke about how security clearances took place in the 60s and 70s, and this gave rise to DTCC, which of course are now also working to bring their $100 trillion of assets under management on chain in conjunction with a number of cryptocurrencies that we cover on a regular basis. One of the main ones is actually Stellar Lumens, a dark horse in this cryptocurrency race. And what I'm here to do every single day, guys, is remind you of the opportunity that is ever present, and to break down in these daily market updates the latest and greatest things happening, and to try and keep you with your eyes on the prize. I understand the frustration. I understand, certainly when the markets pull back, how you have to sit at those family dinners and get ridiculed. But that will turn, and it's all about the person having the last laugh, ladies and gentlemen. And as it relates to the cryptocurrency space, we're going to talk about World Liberty Finance coming under some heavy fire. Why are people like that? Why do people want other people to fail? Why is that in us as human beings? I'm not quite sure, but it's an ugly trait that one, even myself, embodies to a degree, although I do try and fight it. When it comes to the cryptocurrency space, we'll get onto all the World Liberty stuff in just a second. I'm going to talk to you about why I think a major alt season is at hand. This is the plan. This is in motion. Bitcoin is still in a great uptrend, and it's going to continue, in my opinion. I don't see the markets topping out. I did with my Patreons on Sunday actually look at the bear case. 4-year cycle takes us September, October, November to be topping out. Maybe there's some sort of support for the dollar, which could correlate with that. And I think when you weigh up the bull case against the bear case, in my opinion, I go with what's more probable, and the bull case is the more probable one. And certainly for Bitcoin, we've got a concession of targets ahead of us. I am going to be releasing for Patreon specifically my cup and handle pattern course. This is going to give you all the confidence you need in regards to not just Bitcoin getting to that 306,000 mark, but also the total cryptocurrency market cap being on the cusp of a major run to $6.3 trillion. The market is primed, ladies and gentlemen. You have just run up against resistance. You are just in the summer doldrums. We shall persevere. Get through this. I bought more crypto yesterday. I bought more crypto with my company yesterday. I'm sure my friends and family bought crypto. Obviously I can't give everybody financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I certainly do tell my family that they should be getting involved in this. The same things I tell them, I tell to you guys. Because I care about you guys. You guys have given me so much. And ultimately, that's why we've probably got the largest UK crypto channel at the moment. The markets look good. We really do think you've got this beautiful time ahead of us, despite everything going on today. Alt season is upon us. We're seeing that with the shift towards Ethereum. That's signaled by fund flows. That's signaled by treasury companies that essentially going to make Ethereum deflationary. And Bitcoin dominance is what we would assess as being in phase 4. We were looking at a phase 3 top, which is very useful, certainly when we need to start to look at this for the markets, the broader markets. We looked at a head and shoulders. This gives us a 55% target. You've just had continuation pattern after continuation pattern after continuation pattern. And you will get down there. That's an environment that's not just good for Bitcoin, but good for assets generally. It could even be seen as good for the macro markets because altcoins wouldn't be flourishing in that sort of environment and context. Also, there's a number of other charts. This is others, so everything outside the top 10 versus Bitcoin. Now, this is a falling wedge. What I'd identify as a falling wedge, you've got 1, 2, 3 impulses in here. You're sort of weaning down, potentially forming a little bit of bottoming structure here that I think you're going to break out of. And then you're going to really get this Altseason, which BTC dominance is signaling. And in line with more broadly what we think is going to happen with markets, not just the cryptocurrency markets, also the trad markets. You know, I'm looking at a similar thing for the IWM versus the S&P 500. If small caps are doing well and outperforming large caps, that's a generally flourishing environment for assets, which BTC DOM is having us suggest, what we're expecting for others versus BTC, and generally what we're expecting for the markets. You know, looking at Bitcoin moving forwards, looking at the S&P having recovered that pullback, it might run into a bit of turbulence. September's a headwind month. You will get through the other side of this. And there's a number of things that we're looking at that lead us to believe that. World Liberty Fi has been all over the place. People calling it a rug, a scam, a this, a that, and the other. And the reason being is because it launched. It at one point was 39 cents. Today it's 25. And I think that's very typical. I've watched many projects launch and start to trade. And what you typically get is a rush of insiders who bought significantly lower, dumping and taking profits and walking away and locking in those sort of risk-free gains. It's very common. I don't think it warrants people calling it a scam. And I think you get a number of people that buy at the 39 cents or on the way up that then get sort of flushed. I think that this project, given who's backing it, I mean, it's kind of crazy, right? Will survive and is not a rug and actually will do potentially quite well. It's not for me, I must say. In terms of, I haven't invested in this. I'm probably not going to. You know, okay, the USD1 is cool and very in line with the broader trajectory or trend for crypto and dollarization of the world. They are looking at an app and a lending and borrowing platform. So it's like a DeFi suite, I guess. I think these guys have some association with Tron, which I'm more interested in than this individually. But this is not a rug. I saw so many people saying this is a rug. These guys should be in prison, blah, 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 blah. It's like, are you new to crypto? You know, this is standard procedure for a token launching. And I can show you literally hundreds of examples of this. And we always like to defend projects or people that perhaps get a rap that they don't deserve. And I think World Liberty Fi at the moment is potentially getting that. I think as well, politically, you've got people that perhaps don't align with Trump and his family that will be not so happy and looking for any excuse to kind of throw some shade, perhaps. And I think that's just human nature. But I honestly think that World Liberty Fi isn't going anywhere. It's seen normal price action, really, in regards to a token launching. There have been some sort of things go on in regards to governance. World Liberty Finance Community proposes using 100% of the protocol-owned liquidity, POL, fees for World Liberty Fi buyback and permanently burning it to reduce the circulating supply. You will get, I mean, Chainlink are doing some really cool things with their sort of strategic reserve. You will get sort of people coming up with ways to support a token. And I think this is coming on the back end of some of the price action that we've seen. However, I think, you know, I think there's a good time ahead of things. And this is CoinMarketCap saying this is the official World Liberty Fi project backed by Donald Trump, because there has been some out previously that apparently aren't the real thing. This is the real thing. Maybe I'm missing a point here in regards to people zealously claiming that this is a scam. I don't believe it is. I think people probably don't like the individuals involved with it. Probably don't like the price action, but I think this is very normal for a new token launching. It's not for me in terms of, you know, I'm not going to be investing in it, but certainly given the people that are behind it, it's in a very powerful position and may do well for some. And we think the crypto market is certainly going to do well, and it's likely going to be a part of it. Guys, that's it from me. Just a short and sweet one. These daily market updates are just going to get you guys up to date with all the things happening within the past 24 hours in the crypto markets, the broader markets that we think are even worth paying attention to in a kind of short, compact video. And also I'm going to share my thoughts on everything going on. And hopefully we've done that. So never forget that there's a technological transformation taking place, and crypto's at the helm of it. It's going to lead us into a new digital world. We have the doldrums of August, September, now September, to contend with. Technically, we're extremely bullish. And fundamentally, we're even more bullish. Macroeconomically, we're bullish. I think it's a good environment. And we're bulls, despite appreciating the fact that the seasonality to markets and they don't just go up in straight lines. But hang in there, guys. Don't take your eyes off the prize. And I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.